Hey, it's us again, but we're not on our YouTube channel, are we? We're on Mr. G's Queen Mary Cooks channel. So Mr. G has let us hack his account, and now we're gonna cook something pretty easy peasy for you guys at home. So he's cooked some pretty fancy meals. He's cooked some hash. He shows you how to make turkey and turkey soup. So we're not kind of like that. Mr. G's like an expert chef. Avery and I, we're just kind of your basic, run-of-the-mill
I want to
cooks.
I want to bake cupcakes. I want to bake cookies. She
Right.
doesn't let me.
No, we don't. Because I don't want her to tidy up or mess up my kitchen, right?
Okay, so before we tell you what we are making for dinner,
Yeah.
we're going to give one hint and then say it in the comments to try to guess. So, sauce and meat. That's just one part of it.
All right.
She wasn't filming.
She
was talking
take
to,
two.
She was talking to the camera.
Take two, because now I'm filming. We wanted to cook something that was super easy and not too expensive and quite versatile. So we chose to use ground beef right there. And
She uses it in tacos. She thinks it's actually in taco meat.
you could use it for whatever, right? Tacos, you can throw it in Kraft dinner. You can put it in with macaroni and tomatoes. What do you call that? Goulash. You know, that's my European side coming out there. But ground beef is pretty versatile, and you could make it lots of different ways, all right? So when we were at the store, we kind of took a tally of how much we spent. So we got a pretty...
I wasn't at the store.
I know, because you're not allowed, because only one person's allowed in the store at the time. So I got a pretty cheap sauce. This is $1.29, so $1 a jar.
How do I know?
And these are canned tomatoes, which are 99 cents.
I don't like tomatoes, but then I like...
You like it in the sauce.
I like tomato soup. I like
And then we got...
spaghetti.
Spaghettini's our favorite, but this was like $1 a box. And so with the ground beef and those 4 items, it comes to under $10 for probably a family of five or six. Because it makes a lot.
Spaghetti. I love spaghetti.
Yeah.
Spaghetti, so I eat a lot.
Yeah, here it's a family of 3, right? So, yep, we're making spaghetti. So, hang on there.
In this family, we have a lot of spices, but we don't use all of them.
Right. So, we're going to edit the film, and you'll see our spice cupboard, because we have a lot of spices, but sometimes we use them, sometimes you don't. But you can kind of put whatever kind of spice you want on the ground beef, just to kind of like give it a little bit of flavor. So,
in ours, we're going to start with, we're going to have pepper,
black pepper,
salt, white salt.
It's kind of not that healthy for you. That's parsley, just
flakes.
Yeah, just a little bit for the sauce, and
garlic salt, and onion powder.
And so the reason we use onion powder is there's a few people in my family that don't like onions. So they like the taste of it, they don't like the texture. So I'm not allowed to add onions into anything I cook. But I love onions.
I like onions on the cheeseburgers
Right.
at McDonald's.
So we're going to show you how to cook this ground beef. So you may need an adult if you're not old enough to use the stove. But if you are,
in our other video when
yes, you kind of have to have those safety things first. So if you have an adult around, make sure you get permission from them and they help you out, because the stove will get hot.
I like this because you have to push down here and it pops up.
Okay. Okay, so we're just going to sprinkle the spices on the ground beef before we start cooking it. Okay, that's more than enough, Avery. Cholesterol through the roof. And just a little bit of pepper. So again, we're just trying to season. We need more than that. You like put 4 doses of salt on and not any pepper. If you watch Mr. G's cooking videos, he has it nicely in bowls and just another shake and nicely nicely distributed. I don't know if you want to taste our spaghetti tonight. Nicely distributed all over the place, and his little show you this and show you that. Well, we kind of like cook at our own pace around here. So there's not a lot of measuring, but a little pinch, a little sprinkle, just for taste. Well, a little more than that. Okay. All right, so we're gonna turn the stove on and make sure you turn on the right burner to cook this ground beef. But you want to cook it on medium, not too high.
Before she left the stove on.
Shh! Don't tell people that I make mistakes at home because I'm gonna get in trouble when I get back to school, right? So Mr. G is a pretty cool teacher that we work with at QM, you know that, and he had started this channel to kind of get you guys knowing that it doesn't cost a lot to eat healthy. Yeah, eat healthy and make some simple meals. So he showed you that first photo of him purchasing all that food for $100, and so Avery hasn't seen the picture, but I know for our family, I probably spend about $100 a week on food too, right? Just depending on the types of meats.
At Costco, you spend more.
Yeah, Costco is a little dangerous, but you just don't buy food at Costco. Like, that's like everything at Costco. You can buy underwear at Costco, for crying out loud.
I'd rather buy candy.
So, yeah, we hit that candy aisle too, right? So, right now we have the stove on medium. So, as you can see, we have the ground beef down here. And it's starting to sizzle a little, so you need to make sure you cook this thorough because we don't want to get sick if we eat raw meat. It's not good for you, right? So again, ground beef is fairly cheap. So some families use ground beef. Some families may use ground turkey or ground chicken to supplement. Some of you may not eat meat at all. You might be vegetarian, so you can add just vegetables to your sauce, right? But this here is a meat sauce because we like bolognese, which is meat sauce. And yeah, so we're cooking the ground beef right now. It does take a few minutes, but we're waiting for it to sizzle, and we'll start kind of like chopping and blending this ground beef around. So we've been cooking the ground beef for a couple minutes now, and now it's going from red to brown, which we know means that it's cooked. You could also see a lot of liquid in here, and that is like beef dripping with fat. And in order to make this a little more healthier, we're going to take that out. We're going to drain the meat so that you don't necessarily have all that.
Anyways, there's going to be a lot of liquids in it.
Yeah, that unhealthy fat that's coming off the ground beef. And you can get different types of ground beef. You know, lean, extra lean, and I think maybe it's regular, I think it is. So I think this is lean, and even with the lean, there's still a lot of fat coming off of it. So we're going to drain that so that we don't have any of that inside our pasta sauce. So we're just going to try and make it a little healthier. So making the sauce, we could add other things to it. So like I said, we're making a meat sauce, but you can make yours into a vegetable sauce as well. You can add other vegetables in this that you may or may not like, or if you don't have them or you have them. So peppers would be a good add into the sauce. Onions, and I keep frozen onions at my house for some things that I make, but because I can't keep fresh onions in because they go bad because nobody eats them around here. Maybe carrots or celery, any kind of vegetable that you may want to put in your sauce. Zucchini. I'm kind of lost for words. Maybe you even put some sort of like squash or turnip, all kinds of different vegetables. Mushrooms, that's another good one that I don't have here, but a lot of people like to use.